Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. Today is part 8 of my custom message box series. Today we are going to add features to allow us to control the size of the message box. We can control pretty much everything else so far, the number of buttons, the font size, the color, all that stuff. Today you want it tall and wide, you want it tall and narrow, you want it thin and short, you want it short and fat. You're tall and fat. Yeah, you're short and ugly, kid. Give me back my pen. Movie quote. Who knows what it was? Anyways, we're going to cover all that today. And of course, this is part 8. So, you know what to do by now. Go watch parts 1 through 7 before you try to do this stuff. All right? Get out of here. Go on. Alrighty. So, she's coming along pretty good. The next thing to do is to allow us to change the size of the box. You want a big one that takes up most of the screen. You want a short, narrow one. You want a tall, skinny one, whatever. All right. So, first, let's go into design view, and I'm going to move these buttons into the footer, and you'll see why in a few minutes. All right, so first we have to turn on the form header and footer, not the page header footer. We don't use the page header and footer in forms because the page header footer is for the printed page, and we don't print forms, right? What do we print? We print reports, so we will never use a page header footer in a form. We'll use them in reports, but not forms. All right, we don't need the form header, so just go boop, like that. And we're going to take the buttons and we're going to slide them down here. Just like so. And shrink that up. And you can do whatever you want with this prompt. We're going to resize that too. So save that. Now we're going to have to apply our color that we did in code last time to the form footer. Because look, if you save this and open it, the color did not apply. You could leave it a different color if you want to. You can set a parameter up to do the whole separate color if you want. You can have 2 different colors here if you want. That's completely up to you. Those are your Legos. Play with them however you want. I'm going to keep these both the same so that it doesn't look like a footer. So let's go into the code for this form. And let's find where we set the background color, which is right here, the form background color. We did it to the AC detail. Now we need to do it to the form footer, which is AC footer. Same exact command right there. And this is going to be AC footer. I believe the number is 2. Don't quote me. Oh, yeah, I'm good. Here it is. If you search for AC section, enumeration, access, whatever, detail is 0, like I said last time. Header is 1, footer is 2. And then you can have different group level headers and footers too, but that's for reports. Okay. All right, so now that we got that done, let's make a really, really long prompt. Let's go to where we call it, which is our main menu. And this thing here. We're going to say just a whole lot of stuff. I'm going to copy and paste what I got somewhere else. Hang on. All right. Really long prompt. All right. Now, let's save it. Give it a quick debug compile. Make sure. Let's come over here. Click the button. And you can see that does not fit there. So this is one of those instances where you might want to specify a larger box. Yeah, you could shrink the font size, all that stuff. But that's no fun. Let's make it bigger. Now, before we can specify the size, let's find out what the current size is. Now, if you go into design view, all right, and if you look at the properties, we got height and width. Where's the height? There's a width. It's 4.4167. That doesn't help us much. That's inches. This is what you get is inches here. Access internally uses something called twips. T-W-I-P-S, twips. It stands for a 20th of an inch point, which is it's really weird because this twips is not even the same as what you'd use for pixels, right? If you do a screen measurement, like those are pixels, and pixels are different. Twips to pixels is about 15 to 1. It's weird, I know. You don't have to worry about that. All you really want to do is figure out how many twips you're dealing with right now. So I'm just going to copy one of these buttons and drop it up here. Right-click, build event, and all I want to do in here is I'm going to say message box me.windowheight. And maybe an X in the middle, and me.windowwidth. And that will tell you the size of the current form. All right, so save that, come back over here, save it, close it, whatever. Open it up, hit the button. Okay, so this form right here is 3690 by 6600. And those are twips. And if you do have a screen measurement tool, if you look at the top of it up here down to the bottom right there, that's 238 pixels high, right? And 238 times 15, 35, 70. Yeah, it's close enough, right? close enough to that. Those are twips to pixels. So these are the numbers that you want right here. So save those, write them down, put them in your notepad, whatever. All right, now we can get rid of that button that we made, design view. You've served your purpose. Goodbye. Save it. Clear that code out of there. Okay, now we can add that as a parameter to our message box. So the user, you, the developer, can specify the height and width of the box. So let's go over to our global module. We've done this a million times, right? Same thing here. We're going to come into here. We're going to add two more parameters. Optional window height as long equals, put your default height in here that you liked before, right? 3690. Or if you want to keep it round, 3700, whatever. I don't care. Right? Optional window width as long equals the other one, 6600. Okay, add those down here. All right, just like we've done a million times. Window height, window width. All right, save it. Now we got to make the form read those. So go into the forms code. Open this up. Come down to here. All right, case window height. And that's going to be, now we have to move the window using the me.move. Me.move is also, it should be me.move size. It's actually changing the size. So we have to say me.move. Now again, the first property, the first parameter is required. So we're not moving it. So we're going to specify me.window left. I know it's a quirk. But then we can go comma, 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 and put the height in here. Now where's the height? The height's in name value 1. See that? Case window width, same trick, me.move, me.window left, and now we're going to go comma, comma for the width property, name value 1. See that? We're basically changing the size to these if they're specified. All right, save it, debug, compile, you know the drill. Let's go back to our main menu and change the size of the box. So now we got two more parameters we can add in here, comma. We're at window height. I know it's really long. If I scroll, oh wait, I gotta go way over here. Watch, I gotta keep going. Oh, it's further. Yeah. Note to access team: make this not be one gigantic long line. Yeah, I know. If I move my window way over to the edge of the screen here, yeah, it starts to do that. Here, watch. It does start to double up like that, but it goes all the way to my screen, and my screen's huge, so I don't want to have to do that. It should stay inside this window. All right, note to access team. Who's keeping a list out there for me? I know all my videos, I got tons of lists. All right, so let's go height. What do we have before? We had 3600. Let's go 5000 by 10,000. All right, save it. Come back out here, close it up, open it, and you can see it's much, much bigger now. Still isn't fitting everything. Now, interesting to note, the size of the prompt box in here hasn't changed, right? If you take a look, not layout view, if you take a look in design view, right, the size of this box has not changed at all. All we're doing is specifying a new dimension for the form. If I come in here and say, you know, if I make this 15,000, oh, I got to stop the code. If I come in here and make this 15,000, right? And then I open it up. Look at that. It's really super tall. Really, really tall. All right. But again, the prompt box hasn't changed. Also, keep in mind, if I change the dimensions to something like this, right? If I go really, really short, but really, really wide, now watch the box. It opens up and it's off center. Remember I said before, the auto center property is good for the basic window, but in this particular case, we might want that code now to move it back to the left a little bit, right? So you might want to hang on to that code. In fact, for the extended cut for the members, I'm going to come back in the form load event and come right down to the bottom of this now. So after it's done all the resizing members, now we can say move form me, which should recenter the form now with our recentering code, right? Save that. And now let's try it. And look at that. It's closer to the center now. In fact, if you close this and open it up, yep, now it's centered. See? So remember I told you it wasn't that code wasn't a waste. If you're going to resize this thing, you're going to need to move it too, because auto center won't put it in the right spot. So see, there's a reason why I kept that code around. All right, but let's go back and change this to something reasonable. Let's make this, let's go square, 5,000 by 5,000. Let's see what this looks like. Okay, that's not too bad. All right, now let's go a little wider. Let's go 5,000 by 10,000. Okay, that looks good. Now, I want the prompt box to resize as the form resizes. What can I use to do that automatically without any code? I've covered it before in a video. Anybody know? Take a minute, pause the video, think about it. Here's the video. It's something called anchoring. Anchoring is where you have a small form like this, and then you resize it, and all the text boxes will stretch with the size of the form. Go watch this video if you're not familiar with this concept. So all you got to do is come in here, design view, take this guy, the prompt, open up form. It's on a range, I think. I don't use it that often. All right, go to anchoring. Make sure this prompt box is selected. Go to anchoring, and we're going to pick stretch down and across. That means that control is going to stay anchored right where it is, but it can stretch down and across to the right. So if the form is resized, that guy will resize. Go watch my other video for more details on this. All right. And then when you've done that, save it, close it, open it, and oh, look at that. Isn't that nice? Look at that. Now, even if you take this form and, oh, we can't resize it because it's a dialog box. But if you do resize, if you have a normal form and you resize it, then that guy will get bigger and smaller, right? And I can even make this guy even bigger. Let's go 12,000, let's say. All right, click the button. Whoop, and see, it got even bigger. And this still continued to stretch. So there you go. And that's pretty cool, huh? Now, it's probably at about this point where you're saying to yourself, I'd like these buttons to be centered in here too, right? What do you think? Well, you can play around with the anchoring a little bit. For example, you can go into here and say, for this guy, I want to anchor it bottom left. And for this guy, I want to anchor it bottom right. And those will move just fine. But for the center button, you run into a little problem because it's got stretch across bottom. That's the only, there is no anchor center. I wish there was. Again, note to Access team, right? You got left and you got right, but you got no anchor center. So what you end up with is that, and that's not terribly bad. You get one big button in the middle, it stretches. But again, you might want all three buttons to be nice and centered in the middle of the screen, like a traditional dialog box. And that is something we're going to cover in the extended cut for the members. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos, and gold members can download these databases and get access to my code vault. And in this extended cut video, I'm going to show you, it's going to take a little math and a little manually positioning these with some VBA code, but it's not super hard to do. So we're going to cover that in the extended cut. But that is going to be your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. Part 9 is going to cover some more stuff, including adding icons to the message box. That's going to be pretty cool. Okay, bye. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my Tech Help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the Tech Help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: Silver, Gold, Platinum, and Diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut Tech Help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my Tech Help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any Tech Help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for Tech Help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.